Creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate is the single most researched and effective supplement for fitness performance. Your muscles store creatine as phosphocreatine, which provides immediate energy for high-intensity activities lasting up to 10 seconds. When you perform explosive movements like lifting weights or sprinting, your muscles break down phosphocreatine to rapidly regenerate ATP, the cellular energy currency that powers all muscle contractions. The phosphocreatine system operates as your body's fastest energy pathway. During intense exercise, your muscles exhaust their immediate ATP stores within 2 to 3 seconds. The phosphocreatine system then kicks in, donating phosphate groups to ADP molecules to rapidly recreate ATP without requiring oxygen. The standard effective dosage ranges from 3 to 7 grams daily. Your body weight determines the optimal amount. Heavier individuals need doses toward the upper end of this range. Loading phases involving 15 to 25 grams daily are unnecessary if you have 3 to 4 weeks to reach full muscle saturation. Loading only becomes useful when you need maximum benefits within 1 week. Creatine requires consistent daily intake to maintain elevated muscle stores. The supplement works through chronic adaptation, not acute effects. Taking creatine immediately before training provides no immediate performance boost. Your muscles must be saturated with creatine for weeks before you experience the full benefits. Beyond muscle performance, creatine supports brain function. Your brain uses the same phosphocreatine system for energy-demanding cognitive tasks. Research shows creatine supplementation may improve memory, executive function, and cognitive performance during sleep deprivation. The brain's high energy demands make it particularly responsive to creatine supplementation. Creatine causes intracellular water retention, which enhances hydration and contributes to muscle fullness. This water retention occurs inside muscle cells, not under the skin, making it beneficial rather than problematic. Some individuals experience mild gastrointestinal distress when starting creatine, but this typically resolves within days as the digestive system adapts. Hydration and electrolytes. Proper hydration forms the foundation for every cellular process in your body. Dehydration of just 2% of body weight significantly reduces physical performance, accuracy, and cognitive function. This threshold is easily reached during moderate exercise. Losing 3 to 4 pounds of fluid during a workout represents serious performance impairment. The baseline fluid requirement equals half an ounce per pound of body weight daily. A 180-pound person needs 90 ounces of water as a starting point. This calculation excludes exercise-induced fluid losses, which require additional replacement at 125% of fluid loss during training. Electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride maintain the electrical gradients necessary for muscle contractions and nerve signals. These minerals must exist in specific concentrations inside and outside your cells. Drinking large volumes of plain water dilutes these concentrations, potentially causing hyponatremia, a dangerous condition where sodium levels drop too low. During exercise lasting longer than 1 hour or in hot conditions, consume electrolyte solutions containing 200 to 400 milligrams of sodium per serving. The optimal ratio approaches 2 to 3 parts sodium to 1 part potassium. Coconut water provides high potassium but low sodium, requiring additional salt for proper balance. The Galpin equation determines fluid intake during exercise. Divide your body weight in pounds by 30, then consume that number in ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. A 180-pound person drinks 6 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. This calculation assumes moderate exercise conditions and adjusts based on heat, humidity, and individual sweat rates. Sweat rates vary dramatically between individuals due to genetic factors, heat acclimatization, and body composition. You can determine your personal sweat rate by weighing yourself nude before and after exercise, accounting for any fluids consumed during the session. Caffeine. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, preventing the accumulation of fatigue signals that normally build during the day. Adenosine is a byproduct of cellular energy production. As your cells burn fuel, adenosine levels rise, creating sleepiness. Caffeine prevents this drowsiness by occupying the receptor sites where adenosine would normally bind. The effective performance dosage ranges from 1 to 3 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, consumed 30 to 45 minutes before exercise. A 180-pound person weighs approximately 82 kilograms, requiring 82 to 246 milligrams of caffeine for optimal effect. Dosages above 5 milligrams per kilogram often impair rather than enhance performance due to overstimulation. Caffeine primarily enhances endurance performance rather than maximum strength. The stimulant improves reaction time, reduces perceived exertion, and delays fatigue during sustained activities. Research consistently shows 2 to 4% improvements in endurance time trials following caffeine consumption. Strength training shows mixed results from caffeine supplementation. supplementation. The mechanism for endurance enhancement involves multiple pathways beyond adenosine receptor blockade. Caffeine increases fat oxidation, sparing limited glycogen stores for later in exercise sessions. It also enhances calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum in muscle fibers, potentially improving contractile force. Regular caffeine users develop tolerance, requiring higher doses to achieve the same effects. However, research indicates that even habituated users maintain some performance benefits from pre-exercise caffeine consumption. The half-life of caffeine ranges from 4 to 6 hours in most individuals, making afternoon consumption potentially disruptive to sleep. Commercial coffee contains highly variable caffeine amounts. Small coffee shop servings often contain 250 to 350 milligrams, while medium and large sizes may exceed 500 to 1,000 milligrams. This variability makes precise dosing difficult without using standardized caffeine tablets or measured coffee preparations. Beta-alanine. Beta-alanine increases muscle carnosine levels, which buffer acid accumulation during high-intensity exercise. When you perform activities lasting 1 to 4 minutes at maximum effort, your muscles produce hydrogen ions that create the burning sensation associated with fatigue. Carnosine neutralizes these acids, allowing sustained high-intensity performance. The effective dosage ranges from 3 to 5 grams daily, taken consistently for 6 to 8 weeks to maximize muscle carnosine stores. Beta-alanine works through chronic adaptation. Single doses provide no immediate benefit. Like creatine, you must maintain consistent intake to preserve elevated carnosine levels in muscle tissue. The supplement causes harmless paresthesia, a tingling sensation under the skin that feels like ants crawling. This effect results from beta-alanine binding to nerve receptors and typically subsides within 30 to 60 minutes. Starting with lower doses of 2 grams and gradually increasing to 5 grams reduces the intensity of this sensation. Beta-alanine specifically benefits activities in the glycolytic energy system, exercises lasting roughly 30 seconds to 4 minutes that rely heavily on carbohydrate metabolism without sufficient oxygen. Sprint intervals, repeated high-intensity efforts, and circuit training respond well to beta-alanine supplementation. Longer endurance activities and maximum strength efforts lasting less than 15 seconds show minimal benefit. Rhodiola rosea. Rhodiola rosea functions as an adaptogen, helping your body manage cortisol responses to physical and mental stress. The herb modulates the hypothalamic-pituitary-adrenal axis, potentially reducing excessive cortisol production during chronic stress, while supporting appropriate cortisol rises during acute challenges. Research demonstrates modest improvements in perceived fatigue, endurance performance, and cognitive function under stress. The typical effective dosage ranges from 200 to 400 milligrams daily, standardized to contain 2 to 3% rosavins and 0.8 to 1% salidroside, the primary active compounds. Rhodiola works differently than stimulants. It doesn't provide immediate energy, but may help sustain performance during extended training sessions. Users often report improved training capacity and reduced fatigue accumulation over multiple workouts rather than acute performance enhancement during single sessions. Quality varies significantly among Rhodiola products. Many supplements contain inadequate amounts of active compounds or use inferior plant extracts. Third-party testing becomes especially important for this supplement due to processing complexity and potential contamination with other plant materials. Omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, regulate inflammatory processes essential for exercise adaptation and recovery. These fats don't prevent inflammation, but help resolve it efficiently after training. Proper resolution of inflammation allows tissue repair while preventing chronic inflammatory states that impair adaptation. The effective dosage ranges from 2 to 5 grams total EPA plus DHA daily, with a roughly 1-to-1 ratio between the two compounds. Higher dosages approaching 15 grams may actually suppress immune function, interfering with training adaptations. The anti-inflammatory effects follow a hormetic curve. Moderate amounts help, but excessive amounts harm. Omega-3s support the 3-phase recovery process following exercise. During the initial inflammatory phase lasting hours after training, these fats help initiate proper immune responses. In the proliferation phase lasting 24 to 72 hours, they support tissue cleanup and repair processes. During the remodeling phase lasting days to weeks, they contribute to building stronger tissues. Fish oil supplements vary dramatically in quality and concentration. Many products contain oxidized oils that may cause more harm than benefit. Look for supplements stored in dark containers, refrigerated when possible, and third-party tested for purity. The oil should smell fresh, not fishy, indicating minimal oxidation. Glutamine. Glutamine serves as fuel for immune cells and intestinal tract cells, both of which have high energy demands during exercise recovery. Your body normally produces adequate glutamine, but intense training, injury, or illness can create demand that exceeds internal production capacity. The recommended dosage for recovery support ranges from 10 to 20 grams daily, typically split into 2 doses of 10 grams each. Take 1 dose in the morning and another before bed to support overnight recovery processes. Glutamine can undergo transamination, meaning your body converts excess amounts into other amino acids rather than causing harmful accumulation. Glutamine supports the proliferation phase of recovery, which occurs 24 to 72 hours after intense training. During this phase, your body removes damaged cellular components and begins rebuilding stronger tissues. Immune cells require glutamine to function properly during this cleanup process. The supplement may help reduce sugar cravings by activating neurons in the gut that signal dopamine pathways in the brain. These neurons respond to glutamine, essential fatty acids, and sugar. Consuming glutamine potentially satisfies the pathway without requiring sugar intake. Magnesium. Magnesium participates in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including those involved in protein synthesis, energy production, and muscle relaxation. Deficiency impairs recovery, sleep quality, and training adaptations. Many athletes show suboptimal magnesium status due to increased losses through sweat and elevated metabolic demands. For recovery support, consume 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily, preferably in the evening to support sleep. The dosage calculation of 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight provides a more precise recommendation. A 180-pound person needs approximately 490 milligrams daily during intense training phases. Different magnesium forms offer distinct benefits. Magnesium glycinate chelate absorbs well and supports sleep without causing digestive upset. Magnesium citrate has strong research support for recovery, but may cause loose stools in sensitive individuals. Magnesium oxide provides high elemental magnesium content, but absorbs poorly. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation by regulating calcium channels in muscle fibers. Calcium triggers muscle contractions, while magnesium allows muscles to relax. This relationship explains why magnesium deficiency causes muscle cramps, tension, and poor recovery between training sessions. The mineral also influences sleep quality through multiple mechanisms. Magnesium helps regulate the neurotransmitter GABA, which promotes relaxation and sleep. It also helps control melatonin production and may influence the body's stress response systems. Many individuals notice improved sleep onset and depth when supplementing with magnesium in the evening. Magnesium absorption can be inhibited by several factors. High doses of other minerals, particularly calcium and zinc, may compete for absorption. Certain medications, including proton pump inhibitors and diuretics, can reduce magnesium status. Alcohol consumption also increases magnesium losses through the kidneys. Dietary sources of magnesium include dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. However, modern agricultural practices and food processing have reduced the magnesium content of many foods compared to historical levels. Soil depletion and the preference for refined foods contribute to widespread magnesium inadequacy in the general population. The supplement becomes particularly important for athletes following restrictive diets or those training in hot climates where sweat losses are elevated. Endurance athletes may lose substantial magnesium through prolonged sweating, while strength athletes have increased needs due to the mineral's role in protein synthesis and energy metabolism. Vitamin D. Vitamin D functions more like a hormone than a traditional vitamin, regulating calcium absorption, immune function, and muscle protein synthesis. Despite its name, your body produces vitamin D when skin is exposed to UVB radiation from sunlight. However, modern indoor lifestyles, geographic location, and seasonal changes often create deficiency in athletes and general populations. The hormone form of vitamin D, calcitriol, binds to vitamin D receptors found in nearly every tissue in your body. These receptors exist in muscle fibers, where vitamin D influences protein synthesis pathways critical for muscle growth and repair. Deficiency impairs muscle function, increases injury risk, and reduces training adaptations. Research consistently links vitamin D deficiency to decreased muscle strength, power, and endurance performance. Athletes with blood levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter show measurably worse performance compared to those with optimal levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. The hormone also supports immune function, with deficient individuals experiencing more frequent respiratory infections that disrupt training consistency. The effective dosage ranges from 1,000 to 4,000 international units daily, depending on baseline blood levels levels, sun exposure, and individual absorption rates. Testing blood levels of 25-hydroxyvitamin D provides the most accurate assessment of vitamin D status. Target levels for athletic performance range from 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter, higher than the minimum levels recommended for bone health. Vitamin D requires fat for absorption, making it best taken with meals containing dietary fat. The supplement works synergistically with vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium into bones rather than soft tissues. Magnesium also supports vitamin D metabolism, as the mineral is required for converting vitamin D into its active hormone form. Geographic location dramatically affects vitamin D synthesis. Individuals living above 35 degrees latitude cannot produce adequate vitamin D from sun exposure during winter months. Darker skin pigmentation also reduces vitamin D synthesis, requiring longer sun exposure times or higher supplement doses to maintain optimal levels. The supplement shows particular importance for strength and power athletes. Vitamin D receptors in fast-twitch muscle fibers suggest the hormone specifically supports explosive performance. Studies demonstrate improved jump height, sprint speed, and maximum strength following correction of vitamin D deficiency in athletes.